Creed 2 comes out this month, and I thought it'd be a good time to revisit all the Rocky films leading up to Creed 2. Here we go. Hello everyone, in honor of Creed 2, I decided to revisit the Rocky Anthology, starting with the 1976 original, Rocky. Rocky is not only one of the best films ever made, it's the best sports film ever made. As a matter of fact, it's the first sports film to win an Academy Award for Best Picture. This is the American dream incarnate. Sylvester Stallone really created something special with Rocky, and this is a film that started it all. You could look at this film by itself, and it's just a fantastic, fantastic film. It's not really just about boxing, it's really about life. And most of all, it has a love story with Rocky and Adrian at the center of it. You have Sylvester Stallone as Rocky Balboa, Talia Shire as Adrian, Burt Young as Paulie, Burgess Meredith as Mickey, and of course Carl Weathers as Apollo Creed. This film was directed by G Albertson, who would later on direct the Karate Kid trilogy. When this film came out, it took everyone by surprise, and Sylvester Stallone was not a household name like he is now. This is before Rambo, this is before The Expendables, this is before the other Rocky sequels. This was just a man trying to present a story and make a film. He was really poor when he made this film. He wrote the film and it went through like about 9 drafts. Originally it was going to be a much darker film with more explicit language. Mickey was supposed to be like an old racist. It went through a couple of revisions and eventually became the film we all know and love today. Sylvester Stallone was living in a small apartment and had to sell off his dog, Buttkiss, which is featured in the movie. He sold the script to Rocky on the condition that he must star in it. And Chardoff and Winkler decided to produce the film and finance it, and Sylvester Stallone starred as Rocky. He wrote the film, and this is pretty much guerrilla filmmaking at its best. There's just something about Rocky that can never be replicated, whether it's in the sequels or other boxing films. I believe without Rocky, we may have not had other films like Raging Bull. And Rocky was pretty much lightning in a bottle because they took a risk and a chance in the mid-70s with Sylvester Stallone. He had to give up smoking and get in shape to be Rocky Balboa. G Albertson wasn't that well known of a director either. And they did a lot of stuff low budget and very well on set. A lot of stuff was improvised, a lot of it was happy accidents, as the case of filmmaking is sometimes. And Talia Shire wanted to get out of the shadow of her brother Francis Ford Coppola, so she auditioned for Adrian, and I love her in this movie with Sylvester Stallone. Burt Young really did his homework and went deep into the character of Paulie. Burgess Meredith is a class act. There's no other actor quite like him anymore. You know, Burgess Meredith is from the old school of acting. Carl Weathers was perfect as Apollo Creed in this type of Muhammad Ali figure here. So you may all know Rocky is a low-class person. He's an old boxer. He's reached past his prime, and he also works for a loan shark. A 1,000,000-to-1 shot happens when Apollo Creed needs another fighter for an exhibition. The person he had backs out. So they must find an unknown fighter. And they decide to give the American dream to the Italian stallion Rocky Balboa. And that's when he's challenged by Apollo Creed for this exhibition, this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So he's training for the fight, coming to terms with an old trainer played by Burgess Meredith named Mickey. Meanwhile, he falls in love with his best friend's sister, Adrian. And from then on, it's a love story and a boxing film. This is an American movie classic, and there's no other film like Rocky. A lot of the stuff they did in Philadelphia, filmed early in the mornings, and just, filmed on location. You don't get to see that anymore. This is also the movie that gave birth to the Steadicam with that famous Museum of Arts scene with the steps. I love that with the Philadelphia Art Museum there. Such a brilliant scene. It's been mimicked in the sequels and many other films, and Sylvester Stallone really put his heart and soul into this role. This is him. And I love it because there's extraordinary circumstances put in this movie in production, but also the character is going through extraordinary circumstances, and he has to step up in this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that not many people get. And I like that because deep down it's a film about going the distance, and that's what makes it such a compelling film, and I believe what won it Best Picture. And the Oscars. I mean, this is a fantastic film. It was nominated for 10 Academy Awards. That is pretty damn crazy, if I must say so myself. And it's no accident. The moments that make this film are the character moments and the relationships. Sylvester Stallone is a fantastic writer, and you really get to see that in this original Rocky. So many great moments, again with the step scene, the meat freezer scene, fantastic. The ice skating date with Adrian and Rocky, as a matter of fact, it was originally written as a dinner, and the director's just like, no, we can't have 8 pages of just them sitting down. We have to have it moving. So they went to the ice skating rink, and it was closed. So they pretty much filmed after it was closed for like 8 minutes, and all of that was improvised. Like I said, happy accidents that truly make this a special film. I love the relationship Adrian has at the beginning with Rocky. She's very shy and timid, and then when she starts to know him, it's almost like a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. Also, Paulie, seeing him and Rocky come at ends, him dating his sister, and him being left alone, you get to see that turmoil and hurt. And the way he treats his family is very bad, but there's moments where he knows not to cross Rocky, and Rocky, out of respect, says, hey, you need to stop this. I'm concerned as a friend, but you need to stop this. There's also moments of when Rocky's a loan shark, and you get to see him be paid to break somebody's thumbs, and he's like, you don't want to do that. You don't want to have me go and break your thumbs. You better make your payment. And you see that there's sympathy to this character. I love the drama between him and Mickey, with Mickey pitting his stuff out of the locker and on Skid Row. That was such a fantastic scene there. That moment when Mickey comes to talk to Rocky after being challenged by Apollo Creed. And there's that whole scene there where he's talking about second chances and when he used to box. And there's that wonderful scene that was an accident where Burgess Meredith closes a door, puts his hat on. Rocky comes out, not knowing he's still in the room, goes back. There's that scene where Mickey's just there and he's just like, okay, whatever. Brilliant scene. Little moments like that truly make the film, and this is as real as it gets. I love this. Nothing about this feels artificial. And it's amazing because John G. Albertson never directed a sports film or a boxing film. This revolutionized the way boxing was filmed. They based it off of real boxing, blocking the shots. The makeup was state-of-the-art. Again, the same makeup crew later on worked on Raging Bull. There's a lot of pioneering stuff you see with the use of camera and makeup that would influence films in the coming decades. And it's just crazy to think that they shot this film in 28 days. That is just unheard of. And most of all, who could forget Bill Conti's score? I love it. Gonna Fly Now being used on the steps, and then going the distance at the end when he hits Apollo Creed's ribs. Such a fantastic score. Adrian watching this. Just like Rocky's like, Adrian! He loses the fight, but goes the distance, and that's all that matters. Even though he knows he's going to lose, he still goes the distance and does not give up. And it's such a beautiful ending in this film with Adrian and him. Deep down, this film has heart, and Rocky is an American movie classic for a reason. And this is a film that started such a wonderful franchise, and later on the spin-offs of Creed and the upcoming Creed 2. So Rocky gets my utmost recommendation, a knockout. It's among one of the best films, and it's the best sports film. I mean, this is up there with like Godfather and Godfather Part 2 as far as films go for me. Like, this is just a perfect film. And Sylvester Stallone really brought his heart and soul into this project. And just everything with the cinematography and just the street nature of Rocky. And then, of course, there's that scene with Little Marie where he's trying to talk to her to basically tell her to stop hanging around these people and getting into drugs. And he's like, screw you, creepo. Brilliant scenes like that truly make the film. So many little moments that really make the movie. That scene with Adrian and Rocky's first kiss. Everybody can relate to something like that. This is such a great film. And they don't make them like they used to. I like the Rocky sequels. It's a great franchise. It has its ups and downs, but none can quite match this film. The closest I think they've come to this film is Rocky Balboa and the first Creed in 2015, but Rocky is just amazing, and he went the distance. So that's my brief thoughts and review of Rocky. Those are just some of my favorite moments that I wanted to reflect upon in this retrospective review. If you have never seen Rocky, any of the films, do yourself a favor and check them out before Creed 2 arrives. If you have seen Rocky, let me know your thoughts about the original film down in the comments below. This is such a well-crafted film, and yeah, I'm speechless. I can't say any more about it. You know about Rocky. Just let me know what you think about it down in the comments below, and what are some of your favorite Rocky films. You can also follow me on the Stardust app at Fred Film Fanatic, and here are some more videos you can enjoy on my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe, and be on the lookout for my review of Rocky 2.